We open on a decrepit mansion somewhere in the northeastern United States. A pair of dogs run across the screen as a housekeeper takes coffee up to her employer, one Mr. Harlan Thromby, only to discover in her shock that the man is no longer with her. Welcome to Mysteries in the Machine.
Hey yo, meddling kids! Or are we like are we actually detectives? Are we both Blanc? Is that it? I don't know. It's a good question. I'm Charlie, and this is Ethan.
Howdy. That was my sultry Benoit Blanc impression at the beginning of this here episode, which I can slip into and out of at any point, but I will not do
Oh
it the entire
god.
time.
I was gonna say, if you do that, you might like affect me and my voice because I pick up people's accents so much and it's awful.
No, that makes
I
total sense.
I feel bad when it happens because I'm like, I'm not making fun of you. I promise. It just happens with my voice.
Yeah, and because I have family that lives in the South, this is something that happens to me frequently.
I was gonna say you gotta get into your inner Kansas. No,
Kansas isn't the South, but if you get
it's
into like
close.
rural Kansas, it does have like a southern twang. Like if you talk to somebody from it's a podunk town in Kansas, like Independence, Kansas, for example. Those people will sound more southern than I do.
Well, Ethan, why are we covering this? Is this Scooby Doo? Is this Scooby Doo today?
It's more on vibes than anything else. The structure of this movie is very Scooby Doo esque, but done a lot better. So
Wow,
much better.
we're just dragging Scooby Doo right now.
Hey, I don't give a shit.
Dragging the thing that we come here to podcast about.
Exactly. I don't know. I just love this movie. I have since I saw it in theaters. Gosh, it'll be 5 years ago soon. I don't like that.
Yeah, my goodness. 2019 is when this movie came out. Guess what? My dude, I was still selling when this movie came
When this
out.
movie came out?
Yeah, I was.
Wow. You poor soul. I am so sorry.
Y'all never work at box office. Just never. I do not recommend it.
I
It's
never
not
worked
worth
at a
it.
movie theater, so I can only imagine.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna work there because like I love going to the movies and like eating popcorn, and then I'll get like free tickets and stuff. And I'm like, wow, the stress, not worth it.
Any customer service job is going to be awful.
Yep, that. So Ethan,
Charlie.
how do we want to talk about this is gonna be interesting because this is a 2 hour and 10 minute long movie.
Yep.
Uh
We're gonna have to summarize some stuff.
we are for sure gonna. All right, well, let's start talking about all the different characters.
Of course. So the Thromby family in of themselves is a very interesting social ecosystem, right?
There
Because in one corner you have the fitness guru single mom with her
Mhm.
daughter that's getting like an art degree or something. I don't really know. It's never specified. They just make fun of her for it. In another corner, you have real estate magnates and their trust fund babies.
Mhm.
And then in the third corner, you have guy rubbing a publishing company whose son is a Nazi. So love that.
Yeah. How many? I'm trying to remember how many. 3, 4.
It was three, I think, because there was
I
Linda,
need a family
who's the
tree.
oldest, and then
Linda.
I think there was Neil, who was Jody's husband, who
Yeah,
passed
the
away.
deceased one. Yeah,
Yes, and then
and
there's
then
Walt,
Walt's
who's
the
the
youngest.
youngest.
Okay.
Yeah.
My brain was just like, did I like count correctly how many kids he had?
Yeah, I think it's 3.
Yeah.
Though honestly, I hate all of them for different reasons, but I hate all of them.
Yeah. They're all dicks. Like everybody in this movie is
Some are
basically
better at hiding it
Yeah.
than others. I will give them that.
Yeah, literally, we were both talking about this off mic, but I was really rooting for Meg the first time I watched this movie. I was like,
Me
come
too.
on, come
I
on.
wanted I wanted somebody to be Marta's ally within the family, and then she just
She was for a bit, and then I'm like,
we'll see. I don't really believe she was really on Marta's side in the first place. It's like that.
yeah,
It's like the white feminism thing, where like,
yeah, she had me fooled.
yeah. Well, I mean, and these are all nepo babies. Every single one of them.
Yeah,
Every single one of them.
Did anyone actually get Marta's like ethnicity correct in this
No,
movie?
I don't think they did. Because they all said different, like, South and Central American countries.
Someone said Paraguay, someone said Brazil.
Yep.
The actress herself is of Bin descent.
Let me Google it. Ana de Armas.
Oh, and Spain.
Cuban and Spanish.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Her parents
Very cool.
her grandparents were from Spain and then migrated to Cuba.
Okay. So she's French by, like, Spanish by birth, but Cuban by birthplace? Geography? I don't know.
Spanish by blood, Cuban by birth.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I was just like, did anyone get this correct, or
No, nobody did.
What's going on here?
Nobody did. But
that's how you know that they're the 1% white rich family.
Yep.
Who cares about no one but themselves? But truly, they live in a
they do. Like, it's even said, like, later on in the movie that he lives in a clue board, right?
Yeah.
So, like, this is a whole, like, this is like the mansion in the intro sequence, basically.
It is the archetype of an old American Gothic, yes, home. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like that era of house.
For sure.
That is very specific to mystery novels and like spooky shit going on.
Well, I mean, given Harlan Thrombey and the genre that he was prominently known for, that makes total sense to me.
Exactly. Like, literally, we're solving the murder, quote unquote, of a mystery novelist. So, of course, he's going to be like, yeah, I want a house that's just like that.
Yeah,
Duh.
I want secret passages, trick windows, all that
shit.
stuff. Creaky staircases, can't forget that one. That's pretty important.
Exactly. Just so you know when someone is going to murder you, right? Good shit.
Very good shit.
Harlan, you're certainly a character, but also, bruh, how did you raise your family this way?
My guess is he was a single dad because there's no mention of their mom at all.
Yeah, there's no mention. So, yeah. Like, I feel like I have more faith in Harlan out of all of the Thrombeys.
Yes.
But also, like, what happened? What happened to your children? Did you raise them this way, or did they become this?
Here's what I think happened. I think Harlan became so engrossed in his work, he didn't have time to raise his kids, so they all just grew up to be assholes.
They all got daddy.
Every single one.
Daddy didn't pay me enough attention, so I tried to please him by building this business, or building his business up, or what have you.
Or becoming Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so let's see. How we want to talk about. There's so much to unpack here.
There's a lot going on.
There's so much. So, we have the baseline of the story is that Harlan committed suicide.
Yes.
And we have to and then it's like, okay, is that it? Was there something else going on? This family, they're all sad about it, but are they? They?
No, they knew he was going to die any day, even though his mother's still alive, and she's over 100, I would guarantee. I don't know.
How old is this woman? Kay Callan.
Kay Callan, yeah. How old is this woman?
She's 88 years old. She was born in...
Okay, so the actress is 88, but if Harlan was turning 85, right?
Yeah, she's only like... No, she's younger than the actor who played Harlan. Like,
Right. Christopher Plummer.
he was
Rest in peace.
90, or he was 91 when he, so.
Which was
in
shortly
a
after
few
the movie
years-
came
so he
out,
was-
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so he was 6 years old.
Wild.
Yeah.
But she looks so much older. Now, that's partially because of the way they dressed her, but, like...
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's a lot of costuming that goes on with that.
There's very intentional costuming in this movie. A lot of, like,
oh my god.
everything in this movie is intentional. And I love it.
Like that sweater?
Absolutely love it.
That sweater? Do you think that was intentional?
It absolutely was. 110%. I love Chris Evans' cable knit sweater. I would never wear it in white, but I love it.
Would you die for Chris Evans' cable knit sweater?
You're goddamn right I would. I actually looked up what sweater that is. It's from LL Bean, which is a store I like, but it's very expensive.
Yeah, no, God.
These are 1% assholes. Like, they're going to shop expensively.
Listen, the gays love LL Bean for the plaid.
Yes,
but also,
lesbians can have LL Bean. It's in the name.
Yes, that's what it actually means. It stands for love lesbians bean. I don't know.
Yeah, and any lesbian who goes hiking has bought something from LL Bean.
Mm-hmm.
Something. I actually own an LL Bean flannel shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I got as a gift from my grandma. What?
Yep, all the lesbians love LL Bean.
Shut up.
It's fine. I love
fine.
you. Fine.
It's fine. Love you too, Charlie.
All right. So Knives Out.
Yes. Sweater tangents aside, Harlan knows his age is catching up with him, and he's pissed that he didn't discipline his children as much as he should have.
Yeah.
So at the very end, he's like, you know what? I'm rewriting my entire will. You all are out. Fuck you. Marta gets everything.
Yeah, and he straight up tells the family member who has the best and the worst relationship with at the same time. Like, you gotta love that complexity.
They're both all about the drama, to borrow a certain other podcast turn of phrase.
Yeah. I mean, Harlan literally is like, there's so much of me in Ransom. And really, there is. They're just, they just love that drama. They love that intro. And so...
They love causing a scene. Like, now, not to this extreme, but the relationship between Harlan and Ransom reminds me of the relationship between my grandma and one of my cousins.
Oh.
Where they do antagonize each other, but it's never, like, directly mean. Where, like, we know that my grandma still loves her, and vice versa. But they just talk shit. All the time.
I'm glad they love each other.
Yeah.
And hopefully don't want to cause harm to each other.
They don't. It's a very unique relationship in my family.
Yeah.
And it's one only they have. So.
Yeah. And then Harlan and Ransom are like always having arguments out in the open at each other's throats. But this is the one time that Harlan is like, we're gonna have a secret conversation in my office. Everybody's out of the well. That's it. I wanted to tell you personally because you all...
Well, him most of all, but that's different.
Yep.
Because, like, they're all terrible people, but only Ransom tried to kill someone. And successfully did.
And successfully killed another person.
Yes. Well,
yeah.
He didn't kill Harlan, he did kill Fran.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, he attempted to kill Harlan.
Yeah.
And then actually, so...
Yeah.
Fun,
and we see over the course of like the start of the movie that Harlan has dirt on everybody.
Yeah, he knows their deepest, darkest secrets and what they want. Listen, he is the mystery novelist. He's gonna know what you desire, what your motive is in life. He's thinking of all his family members as characters.
Yeah. So let's broaden our horizons here. You know, I mentioned the 3 different kids and like where they're coming from. All of them want the money, right? In some form or fashion. But let's think about their motivations for a second. So let's start with the oldest, Linda, right? She's already rich. She runs a real estate business.
Yeah, like she has built herself from the ground up. Like
Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss. That is Linda.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, they're all assholes, but like, girl,
Yep.
Go off.
Yep. Yeah, she's the small loan of $1 million type of self-made, and I'm using air quotes, self-made woman.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, why else does she want the money? Because it's her father's, like,
Yeah.
it's
And
her
because she's the oldest,
family.
which as an oldest child, I understand.
You want it. You
It's
want that money?
like we're the test case. We're the guinea pigs. Everything, all the mistakes that happen, they happen to us.
Oops.
And if you're an
And,
only child, well, too bad. All the mistakes happen to you. Your parents get no redemption.
Yeah, I was gonna say they got no redemption. That's it.
Charlie, I know you're an only child, and I'm sorry to drag you under the bus, but it happened.
I was born under this bus. Well,
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
there's Linda, but then connected
Yep.
to her is her husband, who I would assume
Yes.
also wants the money because he's also.
No, well, I would assume. So Harlan finds out that her husband is having an affair with someone who's never named, right?
Mm-hmm. Not important.
We don't know the name of this woman. We only see the back of her head. It doesn't matter.
Is she even listed in this cast?
I don't think
no.
so.
I don't see her on Wikipedia at least. She's probably on the another cast list.
Hell if I know. So his motivation is he doesn't want Linda to find out he's been cheating on her. And Harlan knows that. So that's why he would want to off Harlan. Jump over to Jodie, Gwyneth Paltrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently she's broke somehow. Don't know how that happened. You'd think when you run, a skincare line that you're raking in dollars selling snake oil, but that's just me.
I guess her multi-level marketing scheme.
Apparently not. It may not even be an MLM. Wait, you think she's like a Mary Kay type of situation?
That's what I think of when I think of like people who do those like makeup and all of those.
Sure, but I thought because of the investment she got from Harlan, she would bypass that and just gone straight to stores like Sephora or Ulta or things like that.
Who knows the inner workings of Joni's life other than the fact that she just like is the weirdo in the family and like
yeah, like stealing
like,
a bunch of cultural practices from around the globe while trying to promote health, quote unquote.
Yeah. I mean, everybody else is like, she was the one dancing.
She's like, wee! And you have, and then you have Walter, the youngest, who's running the publishing company, right?
Yeah.
He wants to make movies out of his dad's books, right?
Yeah.
But Harlan doesn't want that.
Respect your father's wish. Like, it's his stuff.
Right. So, presumably, Walt would want to kill Harlan because of this dispute and how many times that he's pushed him off, right? Which, kind of weak motivation, to be honest, which is fair, why they don't really suspect him at first.
I want to make a Netflix movie. I'm going to kill you over...
Well, because, he's the last line of defense between those adaptations happening and the present circumstances.
Yeah, exactly.
So, some of them are coming at it from a monetary angle. Some of them are coming at it from a social angle. There's a lot of things all happening at the same time.
I mean, the movie adaptation thing is also like a money angle too, because
it is
like that's where the real money is. It's all in the film adaptation. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the kids. Walt also has a wife?
Yes, the fucking trad wife. I don't even know if she's named. Is she named?
Donna. Walt's wife.
Donna. That's her name. And then they have
she just exists.
And then they have a son who's a Nazi, so that's great.
Yeah. The fact that Walt is just like, oh, those kids with their technology, your son is an alt-right troll.
Yep. His cousin's the complete opposite, but still a shitty person.
Well, because she's the white feminist.
Yeah, exactly. So Harlan's like, fuck all of you. I didn't discipline you when you were children, so I'm doing it now.
Like, honestly, okay. Linda, she's got money of her own. She can handle herself.
Yeah, Linda's fine. Jodie, Jodie's been double dipping. Yeah, Jodie's been taking money away from her daughter's college fund, essentially.
Yeah, she fucked herself. Even if Meg isn't the greatest person, I don't know if she necessarily deserved that to get fully cut off for what her mom did.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I get that. Meg is kind of in a gray area to
Yeah,
me.
exactly. Still not the greatest person, but like her
Yeah.
mom kind of fucked her
Yeah,
without her
essentially.
knowing.
Yep.
And then
Walt, he's got the publishing company already, but his dad fired him the night before.
And I assume that Harlan had an idea going on there that he was like, no, I understand what he wanted to do. He's like, I've attached you to this. You work for me. You need to spread your wings and do something for yourself instead of just fully being, my employee forever.
Yeah, pretty much.
So he probably had some kind of idea there to help his son.
But they never talked about that, so he was angry about it.
Exactly. And we're going to get to it the next day. Didn't really work out.
No, it didn't.
Oops.
And then we have Marta, the best character in the entire movie, tied with Benoit Blanc, who I love so much. But Marta is the real hero. She always has been.
I feel like the second movie is good as it is, but I was also just like, God, I almost wish that they had been buddy. And that was
man, can you imagine? I would love that.
You know what? If we get more of these movies,
I think we are getting a third Knives Out. Let me double check. Yeah, it's coming out this year? What? Oh my god. That's wild. Okay, do we have a release date for Knives Out 3? No, we don't.
Why does Benoit Blanc not have like...
He doesn't? That seems wild to me.
He's not clickable. Rude.
Benoit Blanc. Let's see. He has a Knives Out fan wiki page. That's something.
Well, yeah, of course.
So that again, that is something.
He also got like another great like buddy cop moment in the second movie.
Yes,
the lead in that one.
Yeah, with Janelle Monáe.
Yes.
Love Janelle Monáe.
As you should. Iconic.
They're actually from where I am geographically.
They're from Kansas?
In Kansas City. Let me see.
Isn't Kansas City not in Kansas though?
Monáe. There is a Kansas City, Kansas. There's also Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
All the good stuff about Kansas City is in Missouri.
Yeah, I was gonna say, fucking United States.
It's wild.
Why are you like?
Okay, Janelle Monáe was raised in Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah. Cool. But sadly, not this. Maybe someday we'll talk about the other one, but this is
next year.
Maybe. All right.
We'll see. We'll see. Or maybe we'll cover the Agatha Christie adaptations. Who knows?
Who knows? We were talking about that. How Benoit Blanc is kind of a
Hercule Poirot, I believe is how you pronounce his name.
I'm trying to say it. Hercule.
Mm-hmm,
it's fun. They both got French names.
They do. Maybe that's where Rian Johnson got this idea.
And iconic accent.
Truly iconic.
I mean, at least I'm glad Benoit Blanc doesn't have the mustache.
That would be very disconcerting because, like, you and I have only seen the Kenneth Branagh adaptations of Agatha Christie's work. The mustache in Murder on the Orient Express is ungodly big for no reason.
It's amazing.
I love his mustache, but sometimes it's too much. Because, like, you put Daniel Craig in a movie, I'm just gonna be like, oh, hi, James Bond. You're here now.
Okay. I didn't realize that the mustache was like a thing for the character. It's not usually that big. They just decided to make it half the size of his face.
Yep, that was a costuming choice that was made.
God. Oh well.
It's gotten better over the course of the 2 subsequent films, but...
Wait, are those Disney? Why is he on the Disney wiki?
Hold up, wait a minute. Well, it's Fox, which is Disney.
Holy shit!
Hercule Poirot and Basil team up for the next great mystery of our time. Basil from The Great Mouse Detective.
We're just gonna cover like fun detectives if we ever get a bonus show. I think that
I'm fine with that.
I had like another idea after I thought of Knives Out for like this April Fool's episode. I was like, we'll do that for a bonus. It'll be fun.
Is it The Great Mouse Detective? Great Mouse Detective. I can't talk.
No, it is an anime.
An anime? Tell me more.
when they dubbed it into English,
Mhm.
they kind of just told the actors to just do whatever the fuck.
Okay.
Like there was a script, but also there was a lot that was not
I,
in the
I,
script that's in
I'm
the
on
dub.
board. I'm on board.
It's just like about a bunch of children and like actual like ghosts and shit. It's called Ghost Stories.
Okay. Cool. I'm listening.
Oh my god, how many? I think there's
How
like
buck
5
wild
kids.
is the dialogue in this thing?
I just hope that you don't get offended. There is one girl in the show who is like a Jesus freak, like legit.
Oh,
That I just hope you're not offended
that's
by
some
that.
religious trauma that I'll have to unpack later.
that's that's why I find her because I just don't oh yeah, it literally says in the English dub she's a born again evangelical.
I was raised that way.
I'm so sorry.
I am not that way anymore.
I am so sorry. There's also just like some other weirds, but that's the one that I remember. I've only seen the first couple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
The dub is old because it's like when people make those abridged series on YouTube.
Yeah, because my first thought was Dragon Ball Z abridged.
Yeah, no. It's like an abridged series, but if the abridged series was the official
Wild. That is
Yeah.
craziness. I can see why you like it.
Yeah, we watched it at our
Love that. So the point where I'm paused in the movie is where we first find out that Marta cannot lie or she will throw up. That's a very interesting plot device that they have there.
like that's so good and yet like so
Yeah.
terrible to watch.
Yeah, because like
Every time I watch this, I'm also so I'm just like,
I chose not to for that reason.
I was deathly,
That's valid.
and I was just like, nope, I need to put something in my stomach before I watch this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, just the way that they do that every time, where she tries to lie,
She does,
and then
but she can't help it.
and then profusely puking afterward. Sometimes she can hold it so that
For a
nobody
little
notices
bit.
it.
For a little bit.
And then even when she tells half truths, that happens.
Yep.
Right? Because when they do the official like, what do you know, like what happened, she tells all those half truths just like Harlan told her.
Yep.
But like 5 minutes later, she goes to the bathroom
Mm-hmm.
and like turns the water on so you can hear her like coughing.
Yep. So even if you are still telling the truth but not the whole truth, that's still
nothing
true
but the truth
for her. Exactly.
They'll help you, God.
So help me God.
Fun stuff. So let's talk about Marta's side of the story. Because,
Yes. The objectively better side.
Because like we said, the baseline is that we think that Harlan just killed himself.
Mhm.
And we don't know why. He slit his throat. That's kind of weird. I mean, he cut everybody out of the will, so like, you know, they got their comeuppance, but
right.
Why would this man do this? What's going on there? But we probably wouldn't have gotten that if Benoit Blanc wasn't hired.
That's true. Probably not. Because if Benoit Blanc wasn't hired, they would have just been like, oh, suicide. Too bad.
Yep. So we go further. We go into the donut hole,
yes,
if you will.
Mm-hmm,
and Marta's
the
side
proverbial donut hole.
There is inside another donut.
There's a second, smaller donut with its own hole. God, I love the script in this movie.
So good. So, Marta, she's great. She and Harlan are besties.
Yeah.
He tells her
they play their game of Go every night before he goes to bed, when she gives him his meds. You know, they sit together on the porch and drink coffee while Harlan spills the metaphorical tea about his kids and their significant others.
Like, telling them literally all of the dirt on all of his kids and grandkids. It's great.
Though honestly, I think Harlan needed this. Because, like, he's a single man in his 80s with no one else around except his housekeeper and his nurse.
I mean, literally, that's what she says, is like, I used to only work like this many hours, but then he hired me for more. She's like, needed a friend? Really?
Yeah, he really did.
And that's what he got. He got a bestie. They're besties.
He did. They are besties. And this reminds me of when I worked retail. Because, like, retail will put you, like, up against, like, people who are retired but still need, like, a little bit of fun money, right? So sometimes you'll work I don't know if this is your experience, but for me, sometimes I would work with this old dude named Rusty when I was at Best Buy, right?
Okay.
Rusty was a very sweet man. Like, he was in his 70s. He, has grandkids. Like, but he was just kind of at Best Buy as like something in addition to Social Security, basically.
Yeah.
Sweet old man. Great dude. That's kind of the relationship that I see between Harlan and Marta.
Yeah. Except he is paying her.
Exactly. But I think even without Harlan providing Marta income to support her mom and sister and herself, they would have been besties. It's just that circumstance happened to bring them together.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what does she do? Like she does like every night. I mean, she was invited to this party, and then she has to go give him his meds.
Yep. They go
help
to
him
his
sleep.
study. She loads up the needle in his arm. And oh no, she accidentally gives him 100 milligrams of morphine.
At least that's what the label says.
That's what the label says. But are we doing spoilers now? Does that matter?
I mean, we could just we're just going through Marta. What she knows.
Okay.
The
Marta thinks that she gave Harlan 100 milligrams of morphine. She's only supposed to give him 3, right? And she's freaking out. She's trying to find the anti-narcotic drug. I forget what it's called. She can't find it. She she wants to call an ambulance. And Harlan's like, no, don't do that. And he gives her instructions on exactly what to do so that she's not suspected.
Harlan, I understand what you're doing here, but you're too in the drama.
He's been about the drama.
I know, but because he's so into the drama, this is his death.
Yeah.
So all of the shit that he has to put in Marta. You know what? Maybe Harlan is a bit of an asshole.
A little bit, but not in the same way as the rest of his family.
Like,
he's only an asshole in the sense that he lives for the drama.
He's only an asshole.
That's a way he gains energy for himself.
He's too into the mystery, too into the detective, too into the intrigue to be like, hey, let's think about this clearly and rationally for a moment, perhaps. And so he's like, we can't call. Nope. Instead,
well, because he said the ambulance would be too late. That was his reasoning for not calling.
I mean, which is true.
Yeah.
Ambulances do take like longer than she said he would be dead in 10 minutes. So.
Yep.
Oops.
So Harlan's like, okay, you have to leave, but drive past
noisily. She has to noisily leave, mark the time, and then drive past the security cameras, which she does not.
Nope, because she pulled off too early.
I mean, she's full of like anxiety and adrenaline right now. Does she remember what's happening? No.
No, she doesn't.
I wouldn't either. So she drives fully in view of the cameras.
Yep.
Walks through the mud, back to the house, climbs up the trellis. That's what it's called?
I think that's what it's called, yeah. The stuff that ivy grows on.
Yeah. Through the trick window. Don't we love a trick window?
I do love a trick window. You don't have enough trick windows in modern houses.
You know what? I feel like I would end up being a Harlan because I would want to get a house like this.
I believe it. I 100% believe it.
I want that spooky shit.
Yes.
So she sneaks back into Harlan's study, avoiding the creaky stairs because of the trick window.
Yep. So she grabs his robe and his hat and comes downstairs. So Walt thinks, and he's still out there on the porch smoking a cigar, and he thinks that it's his dad coming down for a midnight snack, right? Which she does trigger the creaky step going, up and down the stairs as Harlan, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So that way she will prevent herself from being suspected, right?
Yeah, exactly.
God, this is so much rigmarole. Oh my god.
A lot. And then she has to sneak all the way back out.
All the way back out, walk to her car, and drive away.
Yay, goodbye. Marta, that's it. That's it for you. So that's everything that happened on her side of the story.
Yes.
But you see, inside proverbial donut hole, with that other donut, there is another hole.
Who hired Benoit Blanc to come and investigate this mystery? which
Bro,
we
you're
don't
getting
know yet.
paid.
Yeah,
You're getting paid.
well, because he was paid in cash in an envelope with like an autopsy report, I think. Something.
Yeah. No, I think it was the newspaper clip.
Newspaper clipping, that's right.
Yeah.
The autopsy report comes in later.
Yeah.
But yeah, they so he has no idea why he's there, who hired him.
But
none of that.
From the moment he met Marta, he knew she had something to do with it. When she went back in, she went to check on Harlan as he was slitting, and the tiniest drop of blood went on her
A true Sherlock Holmes of the modern era.
The game.
He does call her Watson frequently throughout this whole thing, so
Yep. He's the Sherlock, she's the Watson.
we love that.
God, you know what? Other detective things I can subject you. Me just telling you.
I know of it. I know the memes.
Do you know of Herlock Sholm?
Yes.
Good. That's a gremlin
Yes, I do.
man.
Because of you, I know who he is.
That is a gremlin man.
I know he's a gremlin. We all need a gremlin in our lives. Either you are the gremlin, or you know someone who is a gremlin.
You are my gremlin.
I didn't think I was that much of a gremlin, but I'm happy to be.
Are you not a dice gremlin?
I'm a dice goblin. There's a difference, Charlie.
Close enough. All right. Knives out.
So Benoit Blanc begins his investigation alongside the reporters. He's checking out the outside of the house, checking out,
and he wants Marta to be there with him the whole time because of her superpower.
They begin their investigation going to the security guy, right, who has VHS tapes of everything.
Why are we still on VHS, Harlan? I get it. You like the classics, but why are we still on VHS here? Bro.
That system probably has not been upgraded since 1993. It's fine.
No, it has not. So, Marta is actually... Sorry.
The security tape that they were supposed to watch of that night, he held on to, because of course he did.
Yeah.
And the tape deck they were playing it in, or the VCR, fries it.
Does it? I didn't think that's quite what happened. I thought she ejected it purposely. Because she's looking towards it and she's just like, oh. And then it ejects. And they're like, you know what? We're going to watch this somewhere else. So don't worry about it. Let's do that later. And then she sneakily, she's like, I'm going to hold on to it. She has it in her pocket. And then there's something else in her pocket. Go to the moment.
I think it's a magnet. Some sort of magnet.
That must be what it is. Because whatever she was doing with it while it was in her pocket, and then they take it back from her, they're like, you know what? I can hold on to that. And after that, it is fried. So she technically did tamper with evidence several times.
She did.
It was not a crime, technically.
Evidence tampering isn't a crime?
No, I mean a crime.
Oh, for a crime that was never, for a crime that never happened.
Yeah, she's tampering with evidence for something that's wasn't a crime to begin with. So
right. So after that, they investigate the grounds around the house. They find a path that's really muddy, and Marta's like, "Oh shit, they'll see what my shoe prints look like." She's a little further ahead of Blanc and the other detectives, and Blanc calls out to her and is like, "Marta," and she pretends she can't hear him, and intentionally kind of muddies the waters.
She walks all the way there, and then all the way back, and it's just your footprints are all over this. Completely your footprints, so that they would never know that it was just you who walked there, but also somebody else was to walk there too. That they would have been able to find, presumably, unless he walked around it.
Yep. And during her escapade to get back in through the trick window, she broke part of the trellis off.
She did.
And Blanc finds the piece on the ground.
The dogs love her.
The dogs love Marta so much.
And then they play fetch with it. They go and bring the piece.
Well, because Marta sees it, throws it away. The dog goes after it, brings it back to Blanc. Is the whole thing.
It really is.
So then they go inside, and Blanc investigates the study. I'm just gonna skim through this. But this day happens to be the will reading.
Dun, dun, dun!
Which, to quote Mr. Benoit Blanc himself, I wrote it down. a community theater production of a tax return, which I think is a fantastic line. I love that line. But even before that happens, everyone in the Thrombey family is throwing dirt at each other. Everyone
that's just
is.
what this family is.
That's all they are. They live for the drama. They get that from their granddad or their dad or however else they're related to him.
Yeah, truly.
Ransom shows up for the will reading.
Yes, he does. Because he didn't show up for the funeral, which everyone is so pissed about, but he shows up early to the will reading.
Very suspect. Very suspect.
I mean, also, makes sense if you also hate this man.
Yes, it does.
Like, you don't care that he's dead, but you want to get his money.
He sits down, eats some Biscoff cookies, and proceeds to tell everyone in the room to eat shit, which I absolutely love because that's the one thing I agree with him on.
Yeah, no, they can all eat shit, but also he can.
He can. He definitely can, and he should.
I'm so glad that I found that as a gift. Like, it's going to be my favorite thing.
It is a blessing. It is a blessing. Blanc investigates the hallway leading up to the study and finds traces of dried mud on the carpet. Which is not looking good for Marta.
Well, unless somebody else also crawled up that way.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know.
So then we get to the actual will reading, which is done by none other than Mr. Frank Oz, who we never see as himself in anything he's really in. This is the first time that I had seen Frank Oz as an actor instead of a puppet in anything.
Wait, is his face in that movie, or is that I don't know.
What movie, Charlie?
Well, it says he's here in... No, because it doesn't have... In all these other ones, that it specifically says puppeteer when he's playing a puppeteer. So I've seen him in Labyrinth.
Well, yeah, he was the voice of several of the puppets.
But no, in Labyrinth, it specifically doesn't have him listed as puppeteer voice. It just says the wise man. So that's why I was just like, what?
I'm looking it up.
No, okay.
Yeah.
That's confusing.
He is puppeteering, or at least he's voicing the character.
No, it says he's just puppeteering, someone else is voicing it? That's
weird.
Wikipedia, why are you like this?
Yeah, he was the puppeteer for the wise man, and the voice was done by someone else. Okay, cool.
Okay, so what has he actually done where you see his face? Ever?
Oh no.
Monsters Inc. doesn't count.
The man's already iconic. He voices Fozzie Bear, Miss Piggy, and Yoda. So, like, what more does this man need to do?
He's also Sam Eagle. Oh, he's Bart. He's Cookie
Yes!
Are you kidding me?
Yes!
Or is that just specifically those things?
I don't know.
It says he's Cookie Monster.
There's no way.
Grover?
Okay, maybe he was at one point, but there's no way he still is.
It says 1969 to 2013. He was Bert, Grover, and Cookie Monster.
You're fucking with me. No way. Wow.
He was specifically those three characters in my favorite Sesame Street movie, which is Cinder Elmo.
I've never seen this.
It's Elmo as like the gender bent version of Cinderella.
Okay, nice. I like that.
And who's the princess? I can't remember. Is Carrie Russell.
Is it a newer movie?
No.
Okay.
This was a movie from my childhood. This was 1999, baby.
Okay. I was not born, but that's okay.
This is the first time I ever saw Carrie Russell in a movie. Listen, I just have feelings and emotions about Cinder Elmo. Leave me alone.
We don't have time to talk about that right now, though.
No, we don't. So yeah, this is like it for him as a person in media.
I think.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Legendary puppeteer and actor Frank Oz finally gets to show his face in front of the camera, and we love that. And
you know what's funny? The first thing I saw Christopher Plummer in was National Treasure.
I think it might be the same for me, because I don't remember seeing him in anything else.
The other thing I've seen him in was Sound of Music.
Okay, I think I saw National Treasure before I saw Sound of Music.
Yeah, no, me too. I know I saw National Treasure first, so...
But yeah. So the will gets read. It's revealed that Harlan cut everybody off, leaves everything to Marta, and they are royally pissed off.
You know?
Fine, be pissed. You're in the 1%. Who cares?
Let's see. You have money, you fucked yourself over. You good?
It's fine. It'll be
Get
all
a
right.
job, you bum.
Honestly.
Just get a job, people.
Don't
you have a savings account? Like, you're not gonna
you
be
would think.
poor forever unless you're Joni. So
Yep, that's true. So Marta, to escape all this, gets in the car with Ransom, and they drive away together.
yeah. And then we get more drama.
We get the iconic sweater. The beautiful cream LL Bean sweater that I want so bad, but not in that color because I would feel bad about spilling something on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I feel like I would feel bad about, like, wearing it because, like, sweat.
That's fair. But LL Bean clothes are generally very comfortable. So I don't know if you've ever worn anything from there, but...
Oh, no, I have. I understand.
Okay.
You know what? I'll get that, but in green.
I was thinking like a charcoal gray for me.
Ooh,
but yeah.
Ooh, you. My second favorite color after is in fact gray. So.
Cool.
Gray is just a comfortable color, you know?
It is. It really is.
But yeah, Chris Evans looking fine as always.
Oh, God, that man is so fine.
You're so gay.
Especially right now. But he takes her out for lunch, feeds her baked beans, I guess.
You know what? If she's into it, why not?
Sure, why not?
But he becomes
baked beans and sausage is, I believe, what he says she ate. Which I don't know what restaurant they're at that serves those two things together, but okay,
it's interesting.
It is.
So
it is. Indeed.
He becomes her confidant for everything because he kind of saved her ass there.
He did.
He's not involved in most of the other family shit.
Yep.
So she's just like, I need to let this out.
Yeah. She finally has a place to vent, to tell someone the whole story.
Great idea, Marta.
Yep. Great plan. Hey, Marta's a very kind person.
She is. Literally.
Too trusting and too kind, and it hurts. It hurts.
So pure.
Excuse me. So while they're still at this restaurant...
Me, Ethan.
I'm not lying, Charlie. And I'm not Marta Cabrera either. So Meg, while they're at the restaurant, calls Marta and is like, hey, you should give it back. Money. Everything. And then Marta's like, maybe, and just hangs up.
Yeah, this is where I was just like, okay, never mind. Goodbye, Meg.
Yeah, this is where I lost Meg here, as in, like, I'm not rooting for this girl anymore.
Yeah. So they go off and they're Ethan.
Benoit Blanc goes and talks to Harlan's mom.
That's right.
And then
right.
bunch of reporters show up at Marta's house, including
who decides to talk to, like, the Nana. You know,
yes, the only one who ever does that.
Yeah.
And then Walt shows up at Marta's house asking for the money again.
Like, everybody's trying to coerce her to be like, can we have the money? Can we have the money? It's ours.
And, like, I love Michael Shannon as an actor, but this particular scene made me very uncomfortable. And I think that's the point, which props to him.
I just got, like, bad vibes from him the whole movie.
I mean, him and his siblings are all...
I mean, yes, you get bad vibes from everybody, but it's like, I don't know, specifically the way they had that character, I'm just like,
Yeah,
I don't like you. I'm not interested.
Yeah, so after all that happens, Marta gets a blackmail letter with the header of a toxicology report and in Sharpie saying, I know what you did. And is given an address, and the building burned down.
Yep, that's
not the building they were supposed to go to, the medical examiner's office where the toxicology report came from.
Yeah. Convenient, to say the least.
Very convenient. So while Ransom and Marta and Blanc and the police are all there, she gets an email, an anonymous source, giving them an address and a time to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they realize what time it is. It's about 30 minutes before they need to be there. And they turn around and speed away. Or at least as fast as Marta's little sedan can speed away.
Yeah, the most ridiculous fucking car chase I've ever seen. Like, He also calls her Baby Driver.
This is the most lame car chase of all time.
Yeah. Like the fact that he calls her Baby Driver for like 5 seconds as she's trying so hard to outrun the cops. But
Have you seen that movie?
Oh yes.
Baby Driver?
No, I love it.
Okay, good.
Fucking love Baby.
Fantastic movie.
Don't
Great
love
soundtrack.
the actors in it, but
no, but yeah.
Yeah, things that haven't aged well.
Yep. So then they catch up with them and they take Ransom in for questioning. And Blanc gets in the car with Marta.
Yeah.
'Cause why?
just interesting what's going on here. Because Ransom, like, oh, did he tell you to like drive the car as soon as he saw me? Yep. Throws up where no one can see.
In her car. Love that.
Poor girl.
Poor girl. That is a terrible affliction.
Yeah, I'm just like, attractive woman. I don't know if I'd want to kiss her. I don't know if I'd want to kiss her character in this movie.
Not the character, no.
As much as Marta is great, like, as a person.
Yeah.
But she constantly needs some mouthwash.
Yeah, she does. Which I'd be surprised if she doesn't carry like a travel size mouthwash with her.
Right? Wouldn't you?
But she doesn't. So anyway, Marta shows up at the address that's given to her.
Just like, I gotta go get something. You stay in the car. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, it's like a kid at the grocery store where their parents are going in to go like, I'm gonna go grab a few things, stay here. And he's just jamming out in the front seat.
That's what I love about it. He's just like chilling with his headphones on.
Meanwhile, Marta's inside confronting a dying Fran who's tied to a chair.
Yeah.
Yay.
So a plot twist, was Fran the one who blackmailed her?
That is what I thought originally, but this proved me wrong.
You were like, oh my god, it was her.
Oh no. So then Marta makes the correct call, calls an ambulance.
Because she's a good person.
Ambulance shows up. What?
She's a good person. There's someone dying in front of her. What are you gonna do?
I mean, she is a nurse, but she can only do so much.
She has a duty of care.
That's true. I mean, that is what HIPAA means, so. Or the Hippocratic Oath, not the privacy thing. So, they're waiting in the waiting room, see how Fran's doing. They say they'll get back to them in a bit. They go back to the house. And this is where it all comes together.
Well, now Blanc knows everything.
He does.
He was told everything because Ransom told everything?
Ransom told him everything that Marta told him.
So now Blanc and the detectives know everything that Marta knows, at the very least. So we're going back to the house, and we're gonna
talk to the family, and then as Marta's about to say, yes, this is all yours, Blanc is like, no. These people never liked you. They're assholes. Every single one of them. They don't deserve money. You deserve the money. Come with me.
Is it what does he get? Is it a call or is it you look at, because there's a reason why that happened.
Oh, he's reading the toxicology report. That's what he's doing.
Okay. I was just like, there's something, because he was just gonna go along with it, and then he's like, wait, we're not doing that. You're fine. Because this whole thing is like, she wouldn't be able to get the inheritance because of this, if she was the one who killed him, because the Slayer rule. Which is
something I found out because of this movie.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. If you're the person who kills the person, you shouldn't be able to get your inheritance.
It does indeed make sense. So then Blanc brings Marta and the other detectives into the living room, and he tells one of the detectives to get everybody out except for Ransom and bring Ransom in.
Yeah, and they're in that room, with the super iconic, like, knives.
Yep, all in that big
thing.
Wheel sculpture thing.
Yeah, literally like the thing for this movie.
Yes, this is what like all the character posters are based on. Like
Harlan?
He lives for the drama. He is extra. This is totally on brand for him.
This is the one thing I don't agree with for his decorating.
That's valid. He does like have a bunch of other like eccentric odds and ends, which I think makes sense. But
I feel like I would just have like swords and knives on the wall, not in a weird
Instead of
circle
all in a
that.
giant wheel.
Yeah, that's a bit much. I want to know if
Yeah.
all of the knives are trick knives.
It didn't look like they were,
Just that
but
one.
just the one. So Blanc is explaining, everything that he has come, like his deduction, like where his thought process has gone, and dun dun dun, Ransom hired him.
Yeah, it's like we have to answer the one question that he has been ignoring this entire time. Who hired me?
Who hired me, indeed?
Yep, who sent him that money and that clipping? And it was Ransom. Guess what?
Yep.
He sent you a ransom note, but
Also, what kind of parent names their child Ransom? I don't like that.
Hugh Ransom.
Okay, even as a middle name, no.
I don't know. You know what? Okay, so we've talked about who you thought it was. Did you always think
I thought
that
it was
Fran?
There was always a suspicion, but I thought he was a red herring.
Okay. Because I was just like, oh my god, everyone's talking about Chris. Everyone is talking about Chris as funny. If America's ass.
Yeah, because at the time that Rian Johnson and his other co-writers were presumably writing this, Chris Evans was still full in Captain America mode at this point.
Yeah.
So I bet you his thought process was, I'm going to take America's golden boy, Chris Evans, and I'm going to make him the villain. And people are going to eat that shit up.
That is America's ass, right?
It is. I love America's ass.
Don't. And then, putting him in the sweater. We gotta make this man, this beautiful golden boy, look amazing. And then
but
guess
also
what?
like a dick.
But also he's a 1% dick.
1% trust fund murderer dick of a human being.
Truly.
And while this sweater is not as iconic as the one he wears at the restaurant, I would still wear this cardigan he has on right now. the brown one?
As you should.
Over the blue? Yeah.
As you should. Do it.
God. It's getting too warm for sweaters, which is a shame.
I'm sorry.
Crying shame. So then Marta gets... while they're in the middle of talking, Marta gets a call from the hospital, which she has saved as a contact in her phone for some reason.
I mean, so when you get a call, sometimes they just it
That's
whether or
true.
not you have it as a contact, it does come up as the place if it's a business place.
That's true.
Every time Blanc called her, it said maybe Benoit Blanc, as in
which presumably means he texted her with his name.
No, so I get that too because I have an iPhone, and when somebody else texts me, who I think it works only if you also have an iPhone or whatever.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah, so it sends their information. Someone texts me hey, just to be cool, I have your number, here's my number. Then it says maybe, then their name, and then whatever profile picture they have on their Apple. As far as I know, that's how that works.
Yeah, I think that's how that works.
I mean, maybe it's not just with Apple, but...
Yeah. Anyway, Blanc gets Marta to prove that she didn't actually switch the vials and give Harlan too much morphine. Because of the viscosity of the medicines that she gave him, she knew what it was.
She's just that good, okay?
She is just that good.
She knows her shit.
Yep. And then, this happened slightly out of order. She got the call after that. And then after that reveal, Chris Evans goes on a rant about how, they have nothing on him. He's got good lawyers. He's coming for their ass.
Will he still have good lawyers if he has no money?
Hey, his parents have a real estate business. They'll be okay.
Yes, but do we think that they would give him the money?
Oh, probably not.
For a lawyer, exactly.
Well, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. At the end of the movie, his dad, at least, is like, Linda, we need to get the lawyers. So his dad would do it.
I don't think Linda would.
No, Linda wouldn't. Her husband would.
Because that's her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is me coming around to being maybe Linda's the least asshole of them, even if they're all assholes.
They are all assholes, just varying degrees of it.
Yeah.
So then Blanc goes on to explain how Ransom, what his methodology was, how, the twists and turns of it all.
Because he knew from the get-go that nobody was going to get the money. And it was going to be Marta who would get the money. So it's what do you got to do? Frame her for murder. Or not even just frame her.
And because of the Slayer rule, the will's changes are nullified.
Have her commit the murder, so that way, none money.
None money. We get the Chris Evans rant about how he's going to make Marta's life a living hell, and she proceeds to puke all over him.
Because
she lied. Fran is dead. We have the confession.
She just told everybody, "Oh no, Fran's alive. It's okay. She's gonna corroborate the story, you know." But she dead. She died. Oopsie. And he's like, "Well, I got nothing left to lose." So
he grabs a knife from and proceeds to stab her, but it is a prop switchblade, and nothing happens.
I love how he just tries.
He's like, what?
Huh? What? Just pokes boobs with knife.
Some people are into that.
You know what? Are you into that kind of a knife?
No, not a prop switchblade.
So that knife was actually in.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so it was Ransom all along. He's a dick. Bye-bye.
Yep, Ransom gets arrested. Police tell everybody what happened. His dad tries to stop them. They tell him to fuck off, as they should. And everybody else standing in the driveway looking up at Marta on the balcony with the mug from the beginning of the movie that says, "My house, my rules, my coffee." And Marta sits there, resting on her laurels, as she should.
They're all just staring up at her, what are you gonna do? Mm-hmm. Huh? Can you save us? The fact that she's just I should give them some of the money, right? Right?
And Blanc's like, no, they're terrible people. Don't do it.
But he's also just I know what kind of person you are, so.
Yep. But I know what kind of person you are, so you might end up doing it anyway. And we never get closure on that. It's still up in the air as to whether Marta actually gave them the money back or not.
It's unclear! But hey, guess what?
That is. Oh, also, before we kind of wrap things up, turns out Harlan, because of the drama, wrote a note to Linda in invisible ink telling her all the tea about her husband and what he was doing behind her back. Just another little ism from the mystery novelist that I quite enjoy.
Yeah. And that's why she's just looking at him son of a bitch.
Which why would you do that to Jamie Lee Curtis? Why would you do that? That's our girl. That's Laurie from Halloween. That's the mom from Freaky Friday. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Fumbled the bag, man. Fumbled the bag. Anyway, that's the movie. I love this movie. I'm a big fan. We might dive into Glass Onion in future episodes just for the hell of it.
We'll figure it out.
And other mystery / detective media.
At some point, maybe we'll figure out how we want to do bonus episodes.
This is true.
But, I was you know what? We're releasing episodes on Mondays. Guess what falls on a Monday? April. Here's your April. You got.
Yep. Here it is.
A fun little thing. That wasn't Scooby-Doo, but hey, it's still fun.
Indeed. I'm editing this one. Fantastic. I'm editing this one.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Charlie.
I have no...
I mean, there is trivia out there, but we've already gone longer than we normally do, so...
Yeah, let's just... Whose side are you on?
I'm on Marta's side. The Thrombies are terrible people. I want nothing to do with them. Keep the money. Get your mom her citizenship. Whatever. Just get them out.
Yeah, I'm on the side that Marta and Benoit Blanc, buddy detective, but
buddy detective. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, does she get to keep the dog?
Oh yeah, he said he left everything, which includes the dogs.
He gets the dogs. The dogs love
Done.
her.
Yes.
There you go. She won. She really won the day.
Yeah, she did. She really did.
Was this a good mystery?
It is the best mystery I've seen in a movie in my lifetime.
I'm so glad.
This is a genre of movies that really hasn't had a huge... I think because of this movie, there's been a resurgence, and did Murder on the Orient Express come out before this? I don't know.
It did. It came out before this.
Okay. But this movie specifically, I credit with, kind of reintroducing the world to the whodunit, at least in the 21st century, right? It's not really something we'd seen a lot of. I think the last good whodunit movie was the Clue movie that came out in the mid 80s, and I could be completely wrong about that. But yeah, a lot of these are older. Oh, yeah, they consider Scream. They consider Scream a whodunit movie. I guess so.
I know nothing about Scream, so I couldn't tell you.
It's a horror parody movie.
Yeah.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Yeah, I guess that counts.
Yeah, I think murder mystery movies aren't as big of a
Yeah.
thing.
No, they aren't.
It's more novels.
Well, I mean, there are certain things that don't translate as well from book to screen, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, they say Get Out's a murder mystery? Okay. I like that take, actually. I've never heard of this movie, Gosford Park. Maggie
Mm,
Smith's in it, which I'm a fan of, so I don't know.
I don't know.
We called The Lovebirds, that came out a couple years ago. Oh, Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window, but that's older. Gone
Why is
Girl,
Deathly
never
Hallows
seen
Part
it.
2 on this list of mystery films?
Do what?
Deathly Hallows Part 2 is on the list of mystery films.
Why?
Wikipedia.
Why?
Exactly. Exactly.
What murder occurred? What mystery are we trying to solve here?
It's not just murders, it's just mystery.
Oh, again,
So
what's the mystery? L.A.
Coco's
Confidential.
on
I've
there.
never seen
Coco.
Coco. Coco,
I
the
mean, there
Pixar
is in
movie.
fact a murder mystery in that movie.
Yeah, who's the grandpa? No, the great great grandpa.
But there's also a murder mystery. Is it not?
That's
Hector?
true. That's
Is
true.
that not?
I never thought of that. I never thought of it like that before.
But
Crazy.
also, I'm glad Zootopia's on this list.
You know, I believe it. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. There's a movie called A Simple Favor, which came out in 2018. Never heard of that, but it has Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively.
Yeah, no. Okay, I remember hearing. I sold tickets to that.
Okay. There's a movie called Murder Mystery with Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler.
That's a parody.
Okay. I'm not a big Adam Sandler guy, so I haven't seen it.
Is A Simple Favor the one that everybody thought was going to be kind of like sapphic? Not at all.
I think so, yeah. And that just wasn't.
Yeah.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer. I'm surprised I haven't seen that. That seems like a decent movie. Memento. That's one I have seen and I liked. I never thought about that. Mystic.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I feel like just like the specific murder mystery genre in
Yeah.
film is, I don't know, we haven't quite reached.
This
That's
movie
not
kind
so
of
much.
is the 21st century's version of the Renaissance, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because I mean, like, there's mystery movies, sure.
Yeah,
But
sure.
this movie really brings the mystery novel into film.
Yeah, and having it set within the home of a mystery novelist definitely helps with that.
Exactly.
I do like how contained this movie is, where like it's mostly the house, Marta's house, and a couple of other places.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff. I mean, I also did enjoy like the adaptation. At least I remember enjoying Murder on the Express. But,
I've
like,
only
that's
seen that and Death on the Nile, but
Yeah, I've only
I
seen
thought
those
this
two.
was done better, personally.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's different when it's like an adaptation book to screen versus like
Yeah.
this is entirely its own thing.
Yeah, it's an original screenplay, which did Ryan Johnson write this, or he just
Written by Ryan Johnson.
exclusively?
Produced, directed, written. It says
Wow.
here.
So this is a Ryan Johnson passion project. We love that.
Good job, man.
He did. He came out with one of the most controversial Star Wars movies in existence and followed it up with this.
I think this is more unilaterally liked than
It is.
Last Jedi.
It is. It's not as divisive. Like, Ryan Johnson's a good filmmaker. Like, I don't think that anyone's going to deny that, but
Yeah, no, good movie, good shit. Marta's the best.
she is.
And Bob Blanc is to be amazing.
He does, especially in the next movie where there's a particular piece of dialogue where I love to quote it specifically. One? It's so dumb, and then no, it's just brilliant. No, it's just dumb. I love Benoit Blanc.
As you should, okay? He's a gay icon.
He really is. Like, especially in Glass Onion. Like, the man wears ascots. Like, how much more gay can you be?
Yeah, I forgot that he didn't wear an ascot in this movie, and
me too.
I was inspired
I thought he did.
to also pick this because I saw a fan art of Fred introducing Benoit Blanc as his dad, and I'm just like, oh, wait.
I would believe that. Benoit Blanc's not a trap guy, but he is a mystery guy, so I get that.
It's important.
It is.
That crossover exists.
And then his husband is Hugh Grant in the next movie, and we love that.
His domestic partner, it says. I mean, we don't know enough about his background to know.
Semantics.
I don't know. Is he wearing a wedding ring? Is he? Huh?
I don't know. He may not be.
Gotta check that out, you know?
Okay, some people don't wear rings.
Yeah, but you gotta be a detective about it. Figure it out. You know?
But still, Benoit Blanc, gay icon, love him.
Love this.
Like,
Well,
you don't get too many Southern gays out there, but this
Yeah.
man eats up every bit of scenery he's in. Fucking love it. It is.
well, I'm glad that how we have this in the lineup is that this is coming out after Decoy for a Dog Napper.
Oh my god.
So I'm glad
Oh,
we
boy.
have given the people a good piece of media after that episode.
Yes, that was a shitty episode.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll get some other good ones soon.
Mhm.
But for now, we're gonna go split up for clues for our yeah.
Bye.
You can follow this podcast socials at Mysteries in the Machine Pod on Instagram. You can send a message to our email, mysteriesinthemachinepod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Ethan, on Instagram and Threads at ethan.t.hewlin. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram. You didn't expect me to do Welcome to Mysteries in the Machine and Benoit Blanc, did you?
No. I love it. Welcome to Mysteries in the Machine.
Look, ever since I saw this movie, I've been trying to perfect that impression. So
You got pretty good. You got pretty good.
I won't say it's perfect, but it's decent.
All right.